He's got it. That's a really good catch. Brilliant. Very good.
Here we go. That is the end of the game. 2-2.
Short ball. Lower. Outside edge, he'll get 4. Up in the air. And into the crowd. Yeah. And here.
Third man not on the boundary, and he'll get 4 more. He'll take that.
Timing there, not trying to overhit the ball.
Good evening and welcome to this special edition of Game On. For the next 2 nights, we will be talking about the Proteas versus India. And in studio with me, I'm joined by 2 men who need absolutely no interaction. Lunga, or should I say Lunga Kupiso on my immediate left. Lunga, Happy New Year to you.
Thanks, Kuliso, and thanks for the invite. It's a little bit too early, though, to be saying Happy New Year, but hey, Happy New Year.
It's good to have you nonetheless. Mpo, it's good to have you as well. I'm gonna start with Mpo. You're doing something good for the players who are currently active at the moment. Can you tell us just a little bit about it?
Yeah, I've just signed with the athlete group, marketing communications called Satori. We basically manage players. Help them manage their careers, not only during their playing careers, for after playing as well. Because as we know, it's very difficult for an athlete to find a way to keep moving on after their career. So we help them manage their money, help them get endorsements, actually building a brand, make them a brand, so that people recognize them and they make a good living for themselves, and they make themselves worthwhile after cricket, not only when they're playing.
Lunga, as a journalist, you would know we've spoken so many times about this, where we find ex-players down and out, not able to make ends meet. It's good that we've got an ex-player involved in as far as getting the current players out there and making them save the money that they have for themselves.
Absolutely. Somebody who's got a fundamental understanding of that environment, what it's like to have income that comes in large quantities, in large volumes, and what it's like to have that edge to want to just go out and ball out, you know, buy everybody a bottle of champagne at the club, and not think about what's going to happen tomorrow. Yeah. Injury strikes and it's time to retire because you can't come back into the game. Now what? So I think, you know, whoever comes under your umbrella is going to be privileged from that sense, that he comes with the knowledge of understanding what it's like to be in their shoes and what it's like now to be at the next step that will come after their playing days. So it's great.
Yeah, no. Gentlemen, let's talk some cricket, shall we? I asked you, prior to this, I asked both of you to compile a starting 11 for the Proteas when they play against India in this coming series now. And the most interesting thing for me here was that there was I don't think there's any argument in as far as the opening batsman is. Okay. We've both gone with Dean Elgar. Obviously, he's going to be in every South Africa's starting 11. Yeah. But there's Aiden, you've both selected Aiden Makram. Yeah. Has he done enough?
Well, like I said when we had this conversation when Aiden made his debut against Bangladesh, I said it's a good platform for him to get his shoes wet at the international level. I then followed that up and I said the real test of his talent, whether really Aiden Makram is the typical Quinton de Kock or Kagiso Rabada at that level, will be when India comes, because then it's neck and neck. 2 top teams at international cricket. Can he deliver? This, for me, is I gave him that opportunity to say, yeah, well done, you did well against Bangladesh. I expected nothing less. But now here's the real test. Then after this test series against India, then we can sit down and rate Aiden Markram. I don't know how you feel.
Does he have it easier though, Umpo, because he's having to make his debut and probably the most important test match of his career on home soil? You know, for some players they have to go to India. Haino Kuna had to go to England. Yeah.
Well, I guess to be in a good situation, you know, in a good privileged situation, because I'm actually quite close with some of the guys who are playing right now. He was actually supposed to play in the last test match in England against England, and against that attack abroad, Anderson is going to be tough. So I think now he's got it easy, and he's obviously set himself a nice platform playing against Bangladesh and scoring runs, not only in the test matches, also in the one days. But like I said, you can only bring up a player or know how good a player is against the big test nation playing teams.
How much of pressure has he put himself under, you know, with the first couple of knocks that he had, 100 and what's the 99, was the 97? How much of pressure has he put himself under?
Well, I don't think it's pressure because if you look before he made his test debut, he was scoring runs consistently at the domestic level. He went and represented the Proteas, scored big runs. He came back into the domestic scene, continued to score runs. So it looks like he's that kind of a player that just knows how to blend his cricket into whatever level of cricket he is in, whatever environment he is in. Like the true test is now India. Because India right now, they've got great confidence. They've been at home for the whole year. They haven't lost a test series.
And they've got a very good bowling attack.
They've got a good bowling attack, a good batting lineup. What happens to Aiden Markram when he's been fielding for 3 days and he's expected now, it's the end of the first innings of India, 2.5 days on the park, and he's expected to come back in 15 minutes time and bat. That's the true test.
Too much pressure?
I don't think so. He reminds me a bit of Graham Smith. Graham Smith also had the same starting career. He got thrown into the deep end at the start. I remember his first series in England. First tour, got 2 double hundreds against England, set himself up. And I think he's got similar criteria with Aiden Markram. Mentally, he looks like a strong guy. I think he knows to change gears. He knows when to attack. He knows when to defend. I think he knows his game, and I think he knows where he's going. I think he's got all his plans put together, and I think, to be honest, I don't think he's going to be. He's going to be under a lot of pressure, but obviously the media and all the other social medias will put him under pressure. But I think mentally, whatever space he's in right now, I don't think he's under pressure. I think he's actually looking forward to playing against India. That's when he can, know if he's good enough for international cricket or not.
For sure.
You wanted to say something?
No, I was going to agree with you. There is an added natural element of pressure because you want to go out naturally as a sports person. When you step onto the field, you want to do well naturally. So there will be that kind of pressure. But when it comes to the actual game, I don't think he's going to be under pressure. And like you say, I like that point, that he's probably been looking forward to playing against India. He would have wanted to play against England. I have no doubt regarding that. But I think it was a beautiful decision then by the Proteas management at the time to protect him, because in England, nah.
No, it's difficult. It's tough.
Lunga, you speak about them protecting him in England.
Yeah.
Do we generally, as South Africans, read too much on the age and actually ignore the fact that these players mature so early in their careers? Because he's probably been playing cricket since he was 8 or even 10. Do we read a lot on the age of the particular player?
I think the current natural sporting environment there's a lot of studying that goes into it. But I think in particular to Aiden Markram making his test debut, you can say, given the opportunity in England, let him fail if he fails, and you tell him you've got 6 months to make something out of this test career, show us signs that you're good enough. Or you say, you know what, Aiden, England right now is volatile. So we're going to throw in the guys that have been there, we'll let them, take the burden. When we get to South Africa, that's where you make your start. Now, what are you doing to his test career when he starts? He's starting on a positive. When he's going now against India, he's confident because he faced a Bangladesh bowling lineup and they had no answers for him. He simply was outstanding. He goes into the next series now, he says, you know what, when they try me with this, I've got an answer. When they try me with that, I've got an answer. Whereas then if he started in England, failed, came to Bangladesh, succeeded, then he was going to be asking a lot of questions when it comes to India. What actually works for me? What doesn't work for me? But now he's got a solid platform. I know what works for me. I've tried it. There's no need to be looking for solutions in this time that he's had for T20 now, domestically. So I think it was a good decision, even if it was reading it into it too much. I think, you know, it's the best scenario for the youngster.
His performances against Bangladesh, as well as his age, it sort of like puts him in an advantage, right? Because now he's done well against Bangladesh, and age is still on his side. If he doesn't do particularly well against India, he still has enough time to bounce back. South Africans will be patient with him.
No, definitely. I mean, at this point in time, he's in a commanding era. He's actually, he picks himself. Like you said, he's performed. I mean, he's got a calm demeanor in him, and he knows what he's doing. So he actually picks himself into the side. And I think what's going to be interesting is if he fails twice, 3 times, 4 times, I think that's when you will see the real character come out of Aiden Makram. I think now everything is still smooth and stuff like that. And I believe that you can only judge a player after he's failed to see how he comes back.
Naturally, in the sporting environment, you know, we all look good when we succeed.
Yeah.
It's like the good old fairy tale with our soccer. We all love Bafana when they do well, and then when they start losing consistently, we start picking. Now, those are the cracks that it's the same thing within any sporting environment.
I mean, I was listening to a golfer being interviewed saying that everybody's your friend when you're playing well, but when you're not playing well, shooting high scores, and then nobody talks to you.
This guy.
I mean,
It's the
truly
truth.
that's how it goes.
Even in cricket, in the change room, everybody's your friend when you're scoring runs. When you're not scoring runs, people start not talking to you. You know, they look at you funny, and you don't feel welcome. You feel lonely.
This is your teammates.
These are your teammates. I mean, international cricket can be very lonely because you've got all the media, got all the cameras. There's no place to hide.
And everybody's against you because that's what all the players say, is that the media is always looking for the bad stories. Now, can you imagine how lonely it becomes then when your own teammates are against you? And like he says, I like, once again, your point where you say, when he starts not to produce good results, solid results, then that's the true character that will come out of Aiden. Let's wait and see. But in the meantime, whilst he's doing well, everybody's like, yes, Ibru, you've had a good start into Test cricket. It's easy. Well, hang on. Let's wait for.
We'll look settled in as far as the openers are concerned. Now, have we, this is very, and it's a very important question, because have we now, as the sunset on Cook and Hainokun?
To be honest, I think Stephen Cook got a bit of a raw deal, but what can you do? It's sport, you know. People want results. You can't always be giving people chances, you know. So if Stephen doesn't perform or the next player doesn't perform, move on to the next player. You always need to find a formula, and I think for now we have found a formula in Aiden Makram. But I don't think we have settled as a side yet. There are lots of issues that need to be sorted out.
No, of course, we're going to get to that issues, but for now, I was just asking about those true opening batsmen.
Hainokun and Stephen Cook, I don't think they're done. For example, if somebody, I mean, look at our bowling lineup. We've got, what, 4 guys that were on the injury bench. So if something like that was to happen with our top 4,
God forbid,
then Stephen Cook would definitely
give himself a chance,
get an opportunity. For me, Hainokun was unfortunate. Because if he got that opportunity to open the batting in South Africa against a Bangladesh or against an India now, I think he would have done well. England were volatile.
Very volatile. like we always say as cricketers, the England tour makes or breaks you. It made Graham Smith, it broke a lot of players as well. Hainokun, I think it broke him. Because playing in England, you need to be very skillful, especially against a swinging juke ball.
I think his biggest disadvantage was the fact that, unlike Aiden Makram, he only had 1 chance. With Aiden, he can afford to be off form, like Quinton de Kock went on off form a couple of years ago.
Well, Aiden
can afford that,
It all depends. Once again, remember a conversation we've had here on the channel. When Cricket South Africa gives the Test debut to Aiden Makram, what is their plan? Are we saying, Aiden, you are our guy for the next 12 years?
Long term.
Which is a conversation I would assume, I don't know if you agree with Quinton de Kock and Kagiso. Said, hey guys, you are a product, part and parcel of Cricket South Africa's plans for the next 12 years. We need you to do everything possible in your power to stay fit, continue producing the results. If things don't go your way, don't worry. Your position is not at risk because we know you've got the talent. We're backing you 100%.
I think they've got a cushion.
Then
the age thing comes in now. Because, you know, you're only 22, 21 years old. You still got another 15 years as a batsman.
And,
so
and
I think
personally, you don't put yourself under immense pressure. You still want to perform. But you realize that I still have a couple of years. I still have at least 9 years to make this work.
The pressure is only on yourself wanting to produce the results. Your sport, you know, I'm relaxed because these guys told me I'm part of the plans for the next 10 years.
And this is what I do, week in, week out, day in, day out, you know.
That takes a lot of pressure away, and that can help a player produce results. And like you said, Graham Smith, he made his mark in England with those double centuries over there. So I'm pretty sure then after that, they were like, you know what? This guy, you're part of our plans. And that's why he was then able to just lead the side and focus on scoring runs because he knew my spot is not at risk. And that's something that's been the cancer in the Proteas, is that a lot of players weren't producing the results, but they were being kept around. And you can just see when players are playing, but they're not playing with confidence and freedom.
I think also what brings down the players is that players forget how they go to the Protea side to make it to playing international cricket. I think sometimes we take cricket too much as business, not what you enjoy doing with your friends on a cricket field, scoring runs and having fun. I think sometimes we forget to have fun because we want to perform and we try hard and we fail because we're thinking of, well, if I perform for the Proteas or if I perform for India or England, I give myself a chance of playing in the T20s and the IPL if things don't go well in the national side. I think that also plays a big part, the T20s.
I'd love to know from him, how easy is it then to have that conversation with yourself and say, you know what, I am here as a professional cricketer, but actually I got here because I enjoy the game.
Yeah.
And you're the Proteas now.
Yeah, you're the Proteas now. You're at the top.
And there's all this coaching going around.
Yeah, all these coaches going around, and also you, like I said, we forget to enjoy the game. Now this is our job. We take it seriously. We want to, we want to perform all the time, and we overtrain ourselves. And mentally, when it gets to the first of the test match, mentally you're tired because you've been thinking about, I can't fail. There's media, there's this and this. There's a CSA, a selection board, and there's a coach. He's impatient with me. There's the senior players. I'm the new guy in the team, and everybody's looking at the focus is on you. So all those things count. I don't think people realize that all those things count. And when it comes to the day of the game, mentally you are tired. Yeah.
Guys, we've spent so much time on 1 and 2, and it's interesting. There's the little issue that we have here in South Africa of transformation, and I've spoken to a lot of journalists, and they feel that maybe a guy like Ompile Ramela gets a raw deal. He doesn't get as much recognition as he should. Do you think we could have pushed him a little bit in front of Aiden? Was that going to be fair? Has he done enough in as far as collecting runs is concerned, or were we just going to put him there because he's black?
I don't know what happened there because Mpilo was in South African A side, which is the second team of the Proteas. So I don't know what happened from there. And also, but I think the move from Cape Cobras to the Lions will help him immensely because now he gets to bat in the top order, and then now he's actually back home where he started his cricket. I think he will be more comfortable here around his family and well, playing cricket where he started.
I'm all for transformation because we all deserve an opportunity to represent the nation.
An equal opportunity.
An equal opportunity. I am absolutely on that side. But I always say it's no point in taking me and put me in a Proteas jersey and say go and do just as well as an AB de Villiers is going to do if I didn't have that kind of preparation. I can produce results like Mone Mokel takes wickets, and then comes the time where I get the call for the Proteas, but I'm at a slump in my form. Then I don't deserve that opportunity to be in the Proteas because my current performance is not going to be a great representation for black cricketers. So I think perhaps that's something that we must also consider with the Ompile story. As he started out, he was showing great signs, then form dipped. Rightfully so, if your form dips, then you can't get the call into the national side because then the critics of transformation will take that and they'll use it against the rest of the body. As ammunition. But now, as you say, great opportunities he has now at the Lions, batting in the top order. He's back in familiar territory. He's with the family. This is his opportunity now. It's never too late. Stephen Cook made his debut for the Proteas, Haino Kun, in the late 30s. He still has an opportunity. And it's up to him on how hard he wants it.
Guys, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I see you both have Hashim Amla, Faf du Plessis. Obviously, those two, they pick themselves.
Those pick themselves,
Mpo, you've got AB de Villiers.
Yes. He has to play. He has to. I mean, the guy's contracted. The guy's a senior player. The guy was our skipper. And everybody looks up to him. Obviously, the young guys, the younger players in the squad. He has to play.
Who are these younger guys in the squad that look up to AB?
I'd say Aiden Makram. They also play the Titans together.
Aiden?
Yeah. Rabada.
Because bringing him back now is taking an opportunity from one of the young guys.
But The thing is, I've still got all the young guys in the side. I've still got Temba's still there, Quinton de Kock's still there, Maharaj is still there.
JP Dumini, when he came into the system and started showing talent, he was a top order batsman. Most people don't know that.
He was a number 3.
Came into the professional setup, started dropping down because we've got this thing in South African sports that seniority gives you, you can go bet at 3 because you hash, or you can go bet at 4 because you faf.
Yeah.
You bet at 5 because you AB, whether you haven't played in 7 months or not.
Is that why you have the brain in your team?
And JP Dumini started dropping down, and in Test cricket he batted number 7. Now, when results weren't going the side of the Proteas, people started saying, but JP doesn't perform. But you've taken JP out of his natural batting habitat, and you're putting him as an all-rounder instead of a batting specialist. Look now, towards the end of his career, 1 or 3 opportunities they gave him in the top order. He actually showed signs that he's got what it takes to be a classy batsman. That's what we're doing now with Temba Bavuma, who, since he started his Proteas career, I can assure you, he's never felt confident that that place belongs to him. As Aiden Markram will feel. You know what, I'm confident that
This is my place.
this is my place. You know why? Because Temba is a top order batsman, but he's batting so low in the side. Who does he bat with? He bats
With the tail.
With the tail. So he now doesn't have an opportunity to show the rest of the Republic, you can have confidence in me because I do have the skill. That's what we're doing now to Temba.
Yeah,
it's the same process. Now,
it actually happened in England. He was batting with the tail. That's why he couldn't get the hundreds and stuff like that. So he was in 50. And
That's where I wanted to go, because a lot of people say if AB now comes into the team, for
there's
us,
a consequence, and it's a negative consequence.
For us to still go forward with five out and out at least bowlers, we will have to sacrifice someone like Temba.
Yeah, Temba.
You know what I mean?
Temba, Tinas is almost a given that he's going to get sacrificed first.
And the argument is that Temba is not converting his 50s, 60s, and 70s into 100s.
How does he do that? I respect South Africans because we've got this high demand for results. Which is great because it pushes you as a sports person at that level. But also we must, apply ourselves into certain situations. How does a guy in the lower order convert 50s and 60s into 100s? Your job, if you're number 6, number 7, number 8, is to score high 40s, a half century, high 60s. You've done your job on the day.
It's interesting Lunga says that, because now the other question that a lot of us as South African cricket fans have had is that where do we have Quinton de Kock?
Well, that's a consequence once again.
He's now at 6, 7.
Yeah, he has to bat 7. He's a wicket keeper. You can't have a wicket keeper opening batting. I mean, you've been in the field for about 100 overs. Now you have to quickly run back to the change room, change. Does
that now depend on the toss?
Well, look, that's a different scenario that you can play. So for me, ironing out AB de Villiers, I've said no AB de Villiers on my side. Temba Bavuma goes up and he takes that role at number 5. You give a guy like Tinas de Bruin an opportunity at 6. And now I agree with you. You keep Quinton de Kock at 7. So if we bowl first, he stays at 7. If you're struggling with your opening batters with form, and Quinton de Kock is showing signs of form, and you win the toss and you bat first, he can open the bat for you.
And you push everyone down.
Then you push everybody down.
Okay.
You're doing that for the sake of the team.
Yes.
But if he's been out there for...
Because we have to go to your point earlier, because you were talking about Temba and JP Dumini being dropped from their natural...
betting zone.
You know what I mean? So if you now take Quinton de Kock up there, in as far as Test cricket is concerned, you have now disturbed the whole...
Well, that's in the case where we don't have guys that are scoring runs in the... So for the last 7 months, we've had a problem with our betting opening partners.
What happened with Heino?
Heino Kuhn, Stephen Cook. Dean Elgar has been the one consistent guy that, fights hard for his innings, and he gets that odd century. He gets you a solid 50. But he had no partner to work with him. Now we're saying, okay, cool, we sorted. The best case scenario, Dean Elgar, Aiden Markram, see out 30 overs, they each score 70. That's a great platform from your openers.
And what I like about Aiden Markram, he scores quickly as well.
Yeah, he attacks was in. Dean Elgar will,
grind it out.
He'll grind it out, takes the blows on the body, on the chin. Hashim Amla comes in at 3 now, he scores you that glorious 150. Perfect scenario.
Or 3-1-1.
Faf du Plessis comes and he gives you another solid 100.
Yeah.
Temba Bavuma comes and he takes the game away. Temba is a naturally attacking batsman,
Yeah.
which is why he enjoys limited overs cricket in the domestic scene, because naturally he's attacking. You saw what he did against Ireland. Scored 100 on debut because naturally that's his thing. He loves to attack. Now, if you can have somebody like Temba, Tinus de Bruyn and Quinton de Kock following each other, attacking after your top four have given you a solid platform, we'll be scoring sixes.
But I also like Temba there. You know why? Because of the second new ball.
Okay, we are running out of time. I'm just 15 seconds each. The rest of the guys, they sort of like pick themselves.
Okay. Yeah.
Should Temba pick himself?
Yes, I think he's
Yeah,
done
he's
well.
done well. He's
Yeah.
done well. The first thing that Otis Gibson said when he got to South Africa is that Temba Bavuma is part of my team, because the entire England team spoke of Temba highly during that series. He was the standout player from South Africa. That's the first thing he said when he came to South Africa. So Temba has picked himself, and now South Africans need to just relax, give him the opportunity to score runs and also understand where he's batting.
Okay, gentlemen, we're going to talk about the all-rounders and the bowlers tomorrow, but for now, that's all we have time for. Join us tomorrow, same time, same place, as we will be continuing with this discussion. Tomorrow, we're talking about the all-rounders and the bowlers within the Proteas team that will play against India in this coming series. Bye-bye.
It's got it. That's a really good catch.
Brilliant. Very good.
Here we go. That is the end of the game. 2-2.
Short ball. Lower. Outside edge, he'll get four.
Up in the air and into the crowd.
And here,
Third man not on the boundary, and he'll get 4 more. He'll take that.
timing there, not trying to overhit the ball.